JTP 100% Gone wong Jawa Timur 100% menghibur rakyat makmur JTP 100% gawe wong Jawa Timur JTP 100% Jawa Timur.
Indonesia, tanah airku, tanah tumpah darahku. Di sanalah aku berdiri, jadi pandu ibuku. Indonesia, kebangsaanku, bangsa dan tanah airku. Marilah kita bersatu, Indonesia bersatu. Hiduplah tanahku, hiduplah negeriku, bangsaku, rakyatku semuanya. Bangunlah jiwanya, bangunlah padanya untuk Indonesia Raya. Indonesia Raya, merdeka, merdeka, tanahku, negeriku yang ku cinta. Indonesia Raya, merdeka, merdeka, hiduplah Indonesia Raya. Indonesia Raya, merdeka, merdeka, tanahku, negeriku yang ku cinta. Indonesia Raya, merdeka, merdeka, hiduplah Indonesia
JTP 100% Gone wong Jawa Timur 100% menghibur rakyat makmur JTP 100% gawe wong Jawa Timur JTP 100% Jawa Timur.
Hello everyone, good morning and welcome to See Today's Network Morning Show. This is the See Morning Show. Hopefully you're up and ready as we will be with you for the next 3 hours, bringing you the latest of your morning news for today. It is mid of the week. We have many top stories coming from the world, especially right here from South Korea, as we just know, and we've been following the latest updates in regard to intensifying political realm in the country. As we know, last night there was a martial law decree, and it was uplifted within a couple of hours. So we will bring forth of that latest update. Of course, right here from Indonesia, we have some criminal cases that we will enlighten and also been following, and from business, because we know that Christmas is coming, and of course the year-end holiday is approaching, and that's why the state-owned ministers of the Republic of Indonesia has said that we will support the public and the citizens of Indonesia by lowering the price of flight prices. So hopefully we will delve a deep dive in regards to that. We do have a couple of stories from the entertainment and also from, what else do we have? Sports. Yes. Sports, we have football and also from NBA. So it is a very jam-packed show for today. My name is Caroline Surahman. I'm never alone on the desk. We have Shafir and also Tommy right here joining us in this lovely Wednesday morning.
Wednesday morning.
Yes.
Good morning, Carol, Shafira.
Happy Hump Day.
Happy Hump Day. Yes, indeed. So besides what Carol just said, we have three special. First, protect your pets, the importance of vaccines. And second, helping others with kombucha. And lastly, family, break down parenting lessons to prevent tragedy. So don't miss out. Connect with us on social media at See Today's News on Instagram, X, and YouTube.
Yes, and my name is Jeff, and I would like to greet our viewers that are now able to tune in from Foxtel's Flash Australia, Macau Cable TV Channel 84, Vision Philippines Channel 58, Air Cable Philippines, and Sync Testing over Channel 15, also Star Hub Channel 720. All right, let's start the show with our headlines.
As mentioned previously, from South Korea, for the first time in over 4 decades, South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol declared martial law Tuesday night, sparking outrage nationwide.
Philippine civil society groups filed an impeachment complaint against Vice President Sara Duterte for constitutional violations and betraying public trust.
The World Food Program warned that the level of desperation in Gaza was going up as over increasing hunger in the enclave grows.
And the Indonesian Air Force held a firepower demo at the Pandanwangi range in Lumajang, East Java as a part of the Angkasa Yuda exercise. We are paying attention right now to South Korea. As we mentioned before, there were the martial law that was decreed, and then after that lifted in a couple of hours. Again, as we've spoken before, that after more than 4 decades, South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol has declared martial law Tuesday evening, accusing the opposition of engaging in anti-state activities aligned with North Korea.
This drastic move stunned many South Koreans, reopening old wounds from the era of military rule before the country transitioned to democracy in the late 1980s.
While unexpected, Yoon's decision wasn't entirely surprising. Rumors had circulated for months in political circles that he was considering imposing martial law. Here's what to know about the martial law in South Korea.
Yoon Suk-yeol won the presidency in one of South Korea's tightest election races in 2022, and he quickly became mired in numerous scandals. Combined with moves that were widely seen as unnecessary, the scandals sent his approval ratings plummeting to hit a low of 17% last month. In a shock move, on December the 3rd, Yoon took aim at the National Assembly, accusing it of becoming a monster that destroyed the liberal democratic system and saying that it had proposed 22 motions to impeach government officials during his administration.
친애하는 국민 여러분, 저는 북한 공산 세력의 위협으로부터 자유 대한민국을 수호하고 우리 국민의 자유와 행복을 약탈하고 있는 파렴치한 종북 반국가 세력들을 일거에 척결하고 자유 헌정 질서를 지키기 위해 비상계엄을 선포합니다.
South Korea's constitution spells out how a president can declare martial law in Article 77. The same article also says that martial law can be overturned by a majority vote in the National Assembly. The move drew immediate opposition from politicians, including the leader of his own conservative party, Han Dong-hoon. Opposition leader Lee Jae-myung, who narrowly lost to Yoon in the 2022 presidential election, called Yoon's announcement illegal and unconstitutional.
이 계엄 선포 자체가 실체적, 절차적 요건을 갖추지 않은 원천 무효이기 때문에 국회의 이번 해제 의결로서 위헌 무효임이 확정적으로 확인되었습니다. 따라서 원래부터 비상계엄 선포는 위헌 무효이지만 이번 국회 의결로 위헌 무효임이 한 번 더 확인된 것입니다. 계엄 선포에 기반한 대통령의 모든 명령은 위헌 무효, 불법입니다.
A military decree signed on Tuesday suspended all political activities as well as it would place news media under martial law control and orders striking medical workers to return to work within 48 hours. The decree was signed by Army General Park An-soo, who was designated by Yoon as martial law commander.
People were seen blocking a military vehicle as they tried to eliminate an area near South Korea's parliament late on Tuesday.
Protesters gathered in the front of the parliament building after South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol declared martial law.
Now, less than 3 hours later, Parliament voted to lift the declaration, with National Assembly Speaker Woo Won-shik declaring that the martial law was invalid and that lawmakers will protect democracy with the people.
Police and military personnel were seen leaving the assembly grounds after Woo called for their withdrawal. Lee Jae-myung, leader of the Liberal Democratic Party, which holds the majority in the 300-seat parliament, said the party's lawmakers will remain in the assembly's main hall until Yoon formally lifts his order.
And the South Korean soldiers were seen on the streets of Seoul late Tuesday as President Yoon Suk-yeol declared martial law. Yoon vowed to eliminate anti-state forces as he struggles against an opposition that controls the country's parliament and that accuses of sympathizing with communist North Korea.
The South Korean parliament has voted to defy the country's president and immediately lift his martial law declaration.
Now, I just want to mention just a little bit on what is stated on the decree. One of the pointers was said that all political activities, including the activities of National Assembly, local council, and political parties, political association, rallies, and demonstrations are prohibited. All acts that deny or attempt to overthrow the liberal democratic system are prohibited. And fake news, public opinion manipulation, and false propaganda are prohibited, including all medical personnel, including trainee doctors who are on strike or have left medical field, must return to their jobs within 48 hours and work faithfully. Those who violate this will be punished in accordance with the martial law. And innocent, ordinary citizens, excluding anti-state forces and other subversive forces, will be subject to measure to minimize inconvenience for their daily lives. Again, as we just mentioned before in our packages and also our coverage, that those decree was lifted within 3 hours after the assembly was there. As soon as the members arrived, Speaker Woo Won-shik, again, as we mentioned before, had declared that the martial law was invalid and will protect democracy with the people. Now, this is such a surprise because, again, as we said, this is nothing to be seen since 1979, 1980, right? This is, it seems like it's a dictatorship. But in response to this, though, President Yoon said during a televised speech, he said he wants to rebuild and protect the country from falling into depths of national ruin. Now, we know now also that President Yoon's approval rating has been slumming down since 3 months as he's trying to struggle right now to push his agenda against the opposition and control the parliament since 2022. So then again, this is, it is stating the fact that this is something that is very uncommon that we see, especially from South Korea. It seems that we always seen South Korea as a country that is, very safe, and it seems everything is under control. This was also been unexpected by the U.S. Washington said that they did not get any alerts or attention regarding what's happening in South Korea. We know that South Korea, U.S., and also Japan have an ironclad, and they have a very good relations together. Hence, that's why Washington had said that they will furthermore see and will have to investigate what is happening on the ground, because having a martial law to be decreed, actually the president have the power to do this if there's an emergency situation on the state. Now, in regards to what's happening in South Korea, currently we don't know if this is a state of emergencies to the country.
Yeah, like you said, this is the fastest law ever.
Indeed. It is. Yes.
3 hours.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next one. Still, meanwhile, people took the streets of Seoul following the South Korean president's declaration of martial law.
Now, seemingly hundreds of protesters gathered in front of the country's parliament building, waving banners and calling for Yoon's impeachment following his declaration.
국민 한 사람으로서 그냥 저희도 나서야겠다고 생각하고요. 그냥 가만히 있어서는 안 된다고 생각합니다. 그러니까 너무나 예전에도 없었던 그런 독재 시대로 다시 돌아가는 것 같고, 너무 독단적으로 윤석열 대통령이 그렇게 하는 게 대해서는 좀 안 된다고 생각합니다.
그 뉴스를 보고 좀 불안한 마음도 있었고, 그리고 이거 약간 이게 무슨 나라 방식인가 싶기도 했어요.
In a sudden turnover where the South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol's government early Wednesday lifted the martial law he imposed during a tense night of political drama in the nation, in which troops surrounded parliament and lawmakers voted to reject the military rule.
South Korea's National Assembly voted early Wednesday morning to lift the martial law imposed by President Yoon Suk-yeol the evening before when he declared the opposition party was plotting a rebellion against the government.
During a session at 1 a.m. local time, 190 members present in the plenary session voted to demand Yoon lift martial law. The parliamentary speaker's office said the vote makes the Yoon martial law declaration void according to the country's constitution.
바로 국무회의를 통해 국회의 요구를 수용하여 계엄을 해제할 것입니다. 다만 즉시 국무회의를 소집하였지만 새벽인 관계로 아직 의결 정족수가 충족되지 못해서 오는 대로 바로 계엄을 해제하겠습니다. 그렇지만 거듭되는 탄핵과 입법 농단, 예산